Good morning, brothers and sisters. So, by now, most of you are probably aware of the comment that Joe Rogan said about Jesus coming back. Now, Joe Rogan is not, to my knowledge, a believer, but on his radio program, I think he was interviewing Aaron Rodgers. He was talking about the state of the world and the fact that Jesus needs to come back and that it's better that we place our faith in Jesus. Now, what's interesting is I don't think this was any admission or profession of Christ as his Savior, to my knowledge. But what I think this is God waking up the unbelieving world and just simply using Joe Rogan and his audience to make his fame known. As believers, we completely are in the know. We understand that Jesus is coming back for his church first, and then the tribulation, followed by the second coming of Christ. But to hear someone who claims to be agnostic, just you can hear the tone of his voice. I'm going to be playing a clip here where Brandon House comments on this quote by Joe Rogan, but you can just sense in his voice just a sense of desperation. Like, we need help. We need help down here. And so I think God is really preparing the hearts of those people who he may be calling, and he's preparing the world for his return. So I think this should be a huge encouragement. Again, doesn't say for sure that he became a believer or he understands the gospel. But I think it's just another way that God moves upon people's hearts and proclaims himself to be the famous one. So what I want to do is play this clip from Brandon House Live.
It is now being reported that known agnostic Joe Rogan just had a chilling spiritual awakening live on his show. Joe Rogan. There's a lot I could say about Joe Rogan that I would obviously disagree with. And obviously we have to be careful when playing his clips due to the language. But something is going on in Joe Rogan's life apparently, and I would ask the audience to pray for Joe Rogan. Because after describing the moral decay of society, Joe Rogan breaks down and declares, quote, "We need Jesus." And then he went on to say that this would be a great time for the Lord to return. That's what he said. I'm not going to play the audio clip. I'll just see if there's some, yeah. But I think as time rolls, he says, people are going to understand they need to have some sort of divine structure to things, some sort of belief in the sanctity of love and of truth. And a lot of that comes from religion. A lot of people's moral compass and the guidelines that they've used to follow to live a just and righteous life, this comes from religion. And unfortunately, a lot of very intelligent people, they dismiss all the positive aspects of religion because they think that he says, people, they dismiss all the positive aspects of religion because they think the stories are mere superstitious fairy tales, that they have no place in this modern world, and we're inherently good. And whoa, look at that. Look at that. Joe Rogan says people think they're inherently good. Wow. He's saying that's a misnomer to think that we're inherently good. People think this. They think that we're just inherently good, that all of this religion's about superstition. They think the stories are mere superstitious fairy tales, that they have no place in this modern world, and we're inherently good, and your ethics are based on your own moral compass, and we all have one. And that's not necessarily true. We all need Jesus. I think for real. Like, if he came back now, like, Jesus, if you're thinking about coming back, now's a good time. Now, folks, I don't know about you, but I was not expecting this from a self-described agnostic like Joe Rogan. And this is exactly what I've been telling this audience for years. And you can go back into my books, my radio shows, and my TV shows, where I have said, look, do not get discouraged, folks. Our best hour is yet to come. our best out, and sometimes I have to tell that to myself because I get discouraged.